going to share with you the second part of the searching chapter on heuristic search. This is a compressed version from the PDF file that I have provided with you in this course. Right, so this is to refresh about the graph traversing. So assuming that the search is about going to traverse in a graph, and we can assume that graph is like a simple map. So from S to G, there are a few paths that we can consider. For example, we can go from S to A, and then to B, and then E, F, and G. Or we can also consider S to D, and then go to E, and then B, A, and then D, back to E, F, and G. So obviously, it is gonna be optimized if we can choose the path which can return to us the shortest distance. But again, the requirement depends on the constraints of the problem. This slide compresses about the difference between the searching strategies. There are two types of searching strategies. First is the uninformed on the left, or also called as blind search. The right side shows about the heuristic search or the informed search. So in this video, I'm going to touch about the greedy best first search and A-star best first search algorithm. This slide gives you the difference between these two algorithms, where for hill climbing, the algorithm visits the next state based on heuristics function. So an example of heuristic is lowest. So we can choose the shortest distance as given, as I mentioned previously in the two slides earlier. As for the A-star search, we need to consider the next state based on the heuristics. For example, the component from the path to the initial state, as well as the value of heuristics from the state. This is an example of a graph, okay, for hill climbing. So the task is to move from S to the goal given by G. So hill climbing will always choose the lowest distance. So comparing A and D, because D, the distance from S is 8.9, so S will always choose D. And then from there, choosing E instead of A, because the value of E is lesser. Similar, F is chosen instead of B because the value of F is lesser. However, what happens if assuming that this is 8.9 and this is 10.4? So this indicates that hill climbing might not necessarily be able to give you the actual result if we want to put the goal as G. So hill climbing needs to have another technique called backtracking. So A-star best first search or A-star algorithm is an algorithm that combines between the estimated cost, or known as GN, and heuristic function known as HN. This Fn consists of Gn and Hn. So let's say we want to start from A, and the goal is to go to P. So the traversing are as given in the bold lines here. So between B, C, and D, the obvious choice are B and C only, because B and C values are lesser than D. So first A might go to B, and then going to C, because if it goes to B, when it compares that the next nodes are more than the other options, so it backtrack to C4. Further details are shown here. suppose that P is the goal state. So this is the same graph as given earlier. So we start from A5. So we are utilizing two lists here, the open and close. We want to evaluate A5. So we are considering B4, C4 and D6. So the algorithm says that we need to always order in increasing order. So because we take B4, then B4 is placed inside the list, the the closed list. And then, so here we list B4, C4 and D6 from this. And then we put C4 because C4 is the next best after B4. And then the from B4 just now, we can consider E5 and F5. So place it in the open list, and then from there we choose the smallest. So the smallest value is C4 because of this 4. So 4 is moved into the closed list. Then from C4 we have another options which are G4 and H3. Because of that we sort directly H3, G4 and then E5 and then F5 and then D6. So we choose H3 and then we choose H3 into the closed list. Then from H3 we consider O2 and P3. So we list here O2 and P3. And then we choose O2 because O2 is lower than P3. And then after that P3 is the best candidate. Then we found the solution. For further exercise, you are encouraged to go to this link, where inside this link there is a comparison, a very good discussion between the difference of the best first search hill climbing and A star best first search. So all the steps are being given here, and take this as your exercise. Thank you.